Welcome to Thomas Jefferson's Poplar Forest. Poplar Forest was Thomas Jefferson's favorite place to visit, and it was the most valuable of his possessions. Thomas Jefferson would visit the property 3 or 4 times a year, and would stay on the property from 2 weeks to 2 months at a time. In 1773, Thomas Jefferson inherited Poplar Forest, and in September of that year, he visited the property for the first time. In 1774, Thomas Jefferson purchased the nearby natural bridge from King George III for the princely sum of 20 shillings, about $5. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776. By 1781, near the end of his term as Virginia's governor, he would narrowly escape the British at Monticello and Lord Cornwallis. He would come here to Poplar Forest as a retreat, and it was during his time here that he stayed in a simple overseer's dwelling and wrote his only book, Notes on the State of Virginia. In 1806, groundbreaking for the house at Poplar Forest began during Thomas Jefferson's second term as our 3rd president. In 1809, Thomas Jefferson visited Poplar Forest and stayed in the unfinished dwelling for the first time. He was 66 years old. Initially, Thomas Jefferson visited the house alone. In 1816, he began to bring his 2 granddaughters with him, Ellen, 19, and Cornelia, 16. They would accompany him down from Monticello to stay in the home. And it was here that Thomas Jefferson enjoyed his life as a private citizen. Thomas Jefferson would visit the house until he reached the age of 80 in 1823. Thomas Jefferson wrote 19,000 letters in his life, 1,500 of which refer to the property here at Poplar Forest. The property today is finished to about the level of completion of the year 1817. In 1815, he climbed to the summit of Sharp Top Mountain on the Peaks of Otter and surveyed the mountain. He was 72 years of age. In the evenings at Poplar Forest, Thomas Jefferson and his granddaughters enjoyed getting out before sunset and walking along the top of the wing of offices. It was here that they used to sally forth with the owls and the bats along the top of that roof. Thomas Jefferson. Polymath, eclectic, Renaissance man, founder. His unwavering influence is the last great check we enjoy upon our federal government, for no one argues with Jefferson. He is the one fixed point in an ever-changing political landscape. Men, by their constitutions, are naturally divided into two parties: those who fear and distrust the people, and wish to draw all powers from them into the hands of the higher classes, and those who identify themselves with the people, have confidence in them, cherish and consider them as the most honest and safe. In every country these two parties exist, and in every one where they are free to think and speak and write, they will declare themselves. Call them by whatever name you please. One fears most the ignorance of the people, the other the selfishness of rulers independent of them. Which is right, time and experience will prove. We think that one side of this experiment has been long enough tried, and proved not to promote the good of the many, and that the other has not been fairly and sufficiently tried. Our opponents think the reverse. With whichever opinion the body of the nation concurs, that must prevail.